You can call me Mystic Mike because I predict these things.
Rhys McKee takes on Daniel Frunza this Saturday at UFC Fight Night. This is going to be a good fight between these two guys. Rhys McKee looking for his first win inside of the octagon. Initially made his debut back in the day against none other than Khamzat Chimaev, who could be one of the best fighters that we have in the UFC right now, and followed that up with a loss to Alex Morono, who's a crafty veteran, a lot of good fights, a lot of good skills. So no shame in those losses. He was cut, went back to Cage Warriors, won 3 fights in that organization, and made his comeback against Angelusa and Chidi Nzechukwu, which he lost by decision. Taking on Daniel Frunza, making his UFC debut, coming off of a Dana White's Contender Series knockout over Vadim Kutsi. Very good win, very skilled fighter in Vadim Kutsi, who was 17-1 at the time. Kind of wore him out, knocked him down. He got knocked down. Eventually just kind of outgritted the guy. He gassed out and was able to ground and pound him out on the ground. I'm going to go with Daniel Frunza in this, even though it is his UFC debut. He hasn't fought near the level of Rhys McKee, but Daniel Frunza, he's got really good power in both of his hands, throws kicks, can defend takedowns pretty well, just very gritty. And I just feel like he can do a lot more damage and take more damage than Rhys McKee can. I've watched a lot of Rhys McKee's fights, and it just seems like he's getting beat up the entire time. Got a really good chin, but he's very hittable, can be taken down. I just feel like this is Daniel Frunza's fight to win. I look at Rhys McKee, he's been taken down 10 times in his 4 fights in the UFC. Granted, one of them was Khamzat Chimaev, but he only got 1 takedown. Alex Morono got 3, and Angelusa, who's primarily a striker, got 6 takedowns on him. His fight with Chidi Nzechukwu, granted, he held in there, but was just completely outclassed by Chidi Nzechukwu. Was really all he could do was get into the clinch. Other than that, he was taking leg kicks, taking punches to the face. So I'm going to go with Daniel Frunza. He can be hit as well. He was rocked and knocked down in his last fight by an uppercut from Vadim Kutsi, and I have seen him get finished, or at least get knocked down. I think he got knocked down and rear naked choked, against by Gary Boletto back in the day. But he's on a 5-fight winning streak right now, tons of momentum. He is going to be the smaller fighter. He's 6'1" with a 73-inch reach, and Rhys McKee 6'2" with a 78-inch reach, so he's going to have a 5-inch reach advantage. He's good technically. He'll hit all levels, throw punches, kicks. He's just, like I said, his defense is lacking. Very hittable, and just kind of slow for the division. So I'm going to go Daniel Frunza in this one. I think he can land the more damaging shots and hurt Rhys McKee, get the takedowns if he needs them, and really just kind of grind this one out and beat Rhys McKee, which is unfortunate that this will be his 5th loss in the UFC, but just takes too much damage, too hittable, and doesn't pose a lot of threats on the feet against guys. So I look at his Cage Warriors competition. Judo Jim Wallhead's 41 years old. Justin Burlinson fighting a lot of these guys who are cans and getting the knockouts over him. But I feel like against top tier competition, a young up and comer like Daniel Frunza on the come up, I think Frunza gets this one done. Might get a knockout. Could get the finish, but Rhys McKee is very tough. He is very tough, which isn't exactly the characteristic that you want to be known for in the UFC. I think Michael Bisping was calling him the Irish Zombie, which again, you want to be known for your skill set and your abilities, not for how well you can take a punch. But I'm going to go Daniel Frunza on this one by KO. He gets this one done.